So hello there. This is Sunday, March 17th at St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I am Lynn.
And I'm Richard.
And we have Richard, and this is our Sunday night Learning with Lynn. We're so excited you're here. If you're here, go ahead and comment, and so we know that you're there. And I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to move this over here, and I am going to share my screen. There we go. Okay, so today we're going to go to my blog, onlinebeautybiz.com. Looks a little bit different. It's still the same look, but I updated the theme, and I'm working on updating the look. So it's a little bit of a work in progress. But anyway, what we're going to talk about today is this post right here, the 2 mental shifts highly successful Avon representatives make. Hey, Edra, good to see you. Catherine, good to see you. Excited that you guys are here. Tracy, awesome. Shauna, welcome. So today we're going to talk about the 2 mental shifts highly successful Avon representatives make. So this is kind of going to be a little bit of a kick in the butt, I think, a little bit. Depends on what you're doing. Maybe you're already doing this, so maybe it won't be for you. But really, it's all about what goes on in our head is what determines what goes on in our business, 100%. And so there's 2 mental shifts. Idra, is that how you say that? Idra, I'm sorry. E-E-E-D-R-A. Okay, awesome. So what we're going to talk about is the 2 mental shifts. And so, this is anybody, no matter whether they're in Avon or in some other business. If you start a Starbucks franchise, these are the mental shifts that are going to help you to be successful. And so the first one is the power of choice. And you've all heard the saying, if it is to be, it's up to me, right? Bottom line is you are the one responsible for your success. There is nobody else that can even have anything to do with your success because it's all up here and it's all you making the decision. And so I know that sounds harsh, but bottom line, no matter what happens in your life, it's your responsibility. You are the one that caused it. Now, yeah, I know that sounds harsh. I mean, people die, people get sick, things happen, you get laid off of your job, and maybe that wasn't your fault, right? And I'm not saying it was your fault, but now the question is, am I going to let it destroy me, or am I going to find a way to work around it, right? So, but I always do this. I always pick on Rick and Tina, but Rick on my team, he was going for the Bermuda trip last year, the cruise to Bermuda, and right in the middle of it, his dad died. And you don't think that didn't knock him down. It knocked him down hard, and it knocked him down for 3 or 4 weeks. He was pretty much couldn't function. And I kind of helped pick up a little bit of the slack. But after 3 or 4 weeks, Rick sat up and he said, okay, my dad wouldn't want me to lose this trip, so I'm going to go for it. And so, again, he made that decision, right? He could lay there and wallow. And, of course, I'm not trying to belittle anything. I mean, when somebody dies, it's horrible. I understand that. But mourning and giving up your life isn't going to bring it back, right? So you get to make that decision, what you're going to do about it. So that's probably the ultimate, as far as the worst thing that could probably happen to you. But there's all kinds of things that happen. And so we have full control on how we're going to respond to that. So here's some examples. So let's just say you're working hard on earning an incentive with Avon. You're working hard right now for the Los Cabos trip. And something happens and Avon disqualifies one of your recruits or something happens and all of a sudden you're losing a whole bunch of points. Just boom, you wake up one morning, hey Irene, good to see you. Awesome, glad you're here. But you wake up in the morning and all of a sudden your points show 800 less than what you had, right? Well, the unsuccessful person would say, oh, well, why bother? Why should I even try? Hi, Ashley, good to see you. Why should I try? I don't have a chance of making this incentive now. I might as well just give up because it's just so unfair. I've been working hard and Avon took those points away from me. But if you wanted to be a successful person, you might say something like, wow, that sucks. It really does. It sucks. I mean, nobody's going to be happy about it, right? But I'm not going to give up. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board and I'm going to figure out how can I make up those points, or what can I do, whether that's asking Avon for an exception or whatever. What can I do to get those points back? And more importantly, how can I make up for them? Because bottom line is, it's still 100% up to you whether you're going to be successful, whether you're going to go to Los Cabos or not. So can you see the difference? Both people had the same problem. One person gave up and the other one kept going and looked for an alternative way to make the points. So who do you think are in the incentive, right? So here's another one. Example number 2, and I actually have had this happen with some people I know, but we're all working hard to build our leadership business. Some of us are buying Alma leads. And for those that don't know, Alma leads are leads that you can buy from Avon. They're people that have gone to the Avon website and either signed up or started to sign up and didn't finish it or whatever. And Avon sells those to us. If you have to be a bronze leader or above, and you have to meet certain requirements, and then you can buy those. You can qualify to buy those. And so a lot of us use these leads to help grow our team quicker. It's not the only way we grow our team, but it's one aspect of the way we grow our team. And so you have to meet requirements. You have to maintain your title. You have to sign up a minimum of 2 people that are qualified. I'm not sure if they have to be qualified, but you have to sign up 2 people within a rolling 3 campaign period. So it's just rolling. So you have to have signed up 2 people within the last 3 campaigns. And if you haven't done that, Avon removes you from the lead list, that you're not allowed to buy them anymore until you requalify again. So, an unsuccessful person might take it inward, and they might say, well, I'm not good enough. I'm nothing I do is right. I'm not good enough, man. I couldn't even do this. Well, that's the worst thing you can say, because it's not even true. All of us struggle at times to meet the requirements because we have highs and lows in our business. That's how it is. And we all struggle at times. And so, they might say something like, well, I might as well give up, right? Or I can't, I actually have heard, in fact, I just heard this not too long ago from a person who said, I can't keep asking my warm market. They're sick of hearing from me. Well, nobody is asking you to ask your warm market. That's something you need to think about. You need to get beyond your warm market if you're ever going to have success. You can't keep going after the same people. They're not going to be interested if they weren't, right? So the successful person could say, oh, shoot, I didn't meet the requirements. Damn it. I got to find a way to get more leads. I got to find a way to get more people to sign up. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you. I got to get more people to sign up so that I can get back into Alma. And, so I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I'm going to make a plan. Okay, I'm going to go out every single day. I'm going to go stand in front of the grocery store every day for an hour a day. Or I'm going to go out and talk to 5 people a day. Or I'm going to use those drawing slips and I'm going to get names and numbers, and I'm going to find different new people that might be interested in selling Avon, because there's lots of people out there. I just need to find them. So can you see the difference? The person that's out there, and big shout out to Rick and Tina. They've been out all weekend tailgating in empty parking lots and getting prospects and selling products and growing their business. They're not going to sit back, and they didn't lose their leads. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they did. I wasn't saying that at all. That kind of sounded that way, didn't it? I didn't mean to. I just want to give a shout out to them because they're out working their business. They've been out yesterday and today, and they're hitting it. They're not going to take any excuses. They're working hard to get the Los Cabos trip, and they're out meeting people and talking to people. And so let's see, what do we got here? So, hi, Pamela, good to see you. And then Ashley says, my mentality is always my biggest downfall. Ashley, that's true for all of us. It's so easy to get yourself into a funk, and it's so easy to get yourself upset and thinking that you're not, we all at times think we're not good enough, or I don't know, things don't always go our way, or life isn't fair, we all do that. But the way you get around that is personal development. Go out and find Jim Rohn or John Maxwell or who else? There's some amazing motivators out there, some people who are famous that have lots of, and listen to the CDs and read self-development books, and spend 30 minutes a day on your self-development, it makes a huge difference. It really does, and it helps you. And if you're feeling down, you know, what I love is I like Grey's Anatomy. I'm a fan of the show. I've been watching it for as long as it's been alive. I love that show. And I don't know if you guys, for those of you that are Grey's Anatomy fans, back in the day, Meredith and what was the neurosurgeon? She's not in the show anymore. Yang.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Yang and Meredith, when things weren't going for them well, or when they were depressed or down, they would dance it out. They would crank on the music and dance it out. And you know what? Dancing it out will do it. It will do it. It will get your blood pumping. It'll get you guys feeling better, your mentality. It really makes a difference. So, hello, Catherine. Hello to you both. Thank you for this live feed. Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. We so appreciate that you're here.
Can I say something just a second here? Along this idea of success, a lot of times I think most everybody blows out of proportion. They have a different definition of success. They do an event and they expect that their whole business is going to explode just from doing one event. Lynn mentioned about going out, during the week, going out and handing out 5 brochures a day, or just a couple days a week, whatever time you have. Or like Rick and Tina went out and they did a quick pop-up over the weekend. But the thinking is that a lot of times we think we have to have, sign up 10 or 15 people at an event, or sell $5,000 worth of product at an event. It's not true. If you go to an event, and let's just say the success you have during the week is you got 1 new customer and 1 new recruit every week that you went out and did this. At the end of the year, you're going to have pretty much 50 customers and 50 recruits.
Yeah.
Your team's going to, you have to look at the big picture that way. The small little bites every week just slowly builds up. It's steady. It qualifies you if you're worried about staying in Alma. If you're getting 1 recruit a week, that qualifies you. You're always going to be set up to get Alma. So you have another way to put people into the funnel and make your success work. So don't think that you have to go to an event and it has to be a major success. One time you do an event and you can just sit back and retire. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, Richard's right.
Yeah.
It's small, simple steps repeated over and over and over and over and over again. That's what our business is small, simple steps over and over and over and over and over again. So if you get you get 1 recruit and 1 new customer every time you go out and spend 2 or 3 hours a week, you probably get more than that if you're really spending that much time. But let's just say you got one recruit and 1 customer. He's right. By the end of the year, you'd have a thriving business. You'd have 50 people on your team. And if you're working for an incentive, you're trying to get to Los Cabos right now, then you need to bump that up. That's the key is, it's being consistent, and it's doing it every day or every week, or plan it into your schedule, however it works, but do it every time, every week, every day, every whatever you have the time for, right? And make sure that you stay consistent, you keep doing it, because that's what builds on it. And so if you're looking to get into the Los Cabos incentive and you're a little bit lacking on points, then you might not need to do 2 hours on a Saturday. You might need to do 2 hours every day of the week. I mean, it's called massive pumping it up to get the points because you need them now, right?
If you need a story, Jim Rohn told the story years ago that he was in a contest with a guy, and this guy said, I can sign up 9 out of 10 people. And Jim said, well, I can beat you. I said, I only sign up 1 out of 10 people, but I'm going to talk to 100 people. He's only going to talk to 10. So I beat him. I got 10 people signed up out of 100. He
did that much more work. He did 10 times the work, but he beat him, right? Yeah. So Pamela, let's see what she's saying. So I gave a box of books away, and every single person I handed a book to, I asked them, hey, do you think your mom, Graham's daughter, sister, best friend would want a book too? 50% of the people said yes. Look at that. How is that a way to work smarter, right?
Referrals are
Pamela.
huge.
We love that.
Referrals are huge.
And Tracy says, yes, so true. I finally got 2 online customers this week. Tracy, absolutely. And it's about being consistent and doing it day in and day out. It's about posting every day or every other day saying, hey, text this number, Avon book to this number and get on the digital list, right? That's how you're going to help get online customers. It's about using Avon Social and posting online and doing all those things that will get you the online customers, but it's about being consistent. It's about doing a little bit every single day to be consistent to do that. So, so then the next part is every choice has a cost and a consequence. We all know that, right? Every choice has you have to decide which consequence it is that you want. No choice is free. So, you know, confidence is a consequence of a choice. It's a byproduct of previous performance. So let's just say, and we all have this. I know we all have this. I laugh at myself sometimes. You get out of bed and you stub your toe, and all of a sudden it snowballs, right? You stub your toe, you go in, you're doing your hair, and the blow dryer breaks, and then you're downstairs and the coffee maker breaks, and then you're driving to work and there's an accident. I mean, it snowballs. And confidence, because now that you've had all this stuff happen today, you're going to go, oh, this day sucks. I should just stay in bed, right? But if you get up in the morning and everything's wonderful, you're going to have a whole different confidence level about how great of a day it's going to be. And that's because of past results. So whatever happened this morning is going to affect your brain and your mind in what's going to happen this afternoon. And you bring it on yourself. Believe it or not, you bring it on yourself. When you stubbed your toe in the morning and your blow dryer blew up, that you start, it's subconscious, it's the law of attraction, you know, it's that energy that you give out comes back to you. You'll start receiving negative things. But if you catch yourself and you say, oh, no, I'm going to turn this around, I'm going to have a great day, you literally can turn it around. And what's cool about that is that if you are afraid to go out and talk to people and you just do it anyway, even though you're afraid, you just do it anyway. Most of the time, Ashley says, yes, I hate days like that. And she says, I did get a new online customer and order this week by sharing my page. See, Ashley, there you go. That's what you need to remind yourself when you're having a bad mental day, right? But so if you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go out, and you know what, I used to do this. I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it. But when I first started doing it, I used to stand in front of a grocery store and I would talk to people as they came out of the store, and I'd say, would you like an Avon brochure? And a lot of them would look at me like I was a cockroach, you know, I mean, and you just have to let that slide off of you. And then there's a lot of other people that are like, yes, I haven't seen a book in years. Yes. Oh, and then I would say, would you be interested in getting books in the mail? We mail our brochures, and they're all falling all over it. Yes. And they give them a form and they fill it out, and people are excited. So if you just go out and do it and make yourself do it, and you say, I'm not going home till I get 5 names, then you go home and you're proud of yourself because you did it. And you'll find once you start talking to people, it's not as bad as you thought. But because you did that and you came home and you felt proud of yourself and you knew that you could do it, now tomorrow you're going to have a lot more confidence. It's going to be a lot easier. And that's kind of how it works. So it's all about, and even, you know, today is tomorrow's yesterday. So even if you don't have the confidence today, you need to put yourself in that mindset so that tomorrow you'll have more confidence because of what you did today. And then momentum is critical. Just like Richard was saying, it's about doing it every weekend. It's not about going out one weekend and then going, oh, well, I got one person, didn't really work. Because you would be surprised how that one person adds up. Every week it adds up. And once you get into momentum, and what's really cool is my team's feels like it's in momentum right now, and I'm really excited. We've brought a lot of really excited new reps onto our team, and things are just moving and grooving. And that's what gets your business going, is the momentum. It's about all kinds of things just kind of rolling, you know. It's almost like that. It's like that that snowball that rolls down a hill, right? It just starts gathering speed. That's what momentum is. And it's about being consistent. So you got to be consistent in order to develop that momentum. And then if you start getting, let's just say you're getting one person a week, you're out doing Richard's idea, doing a pop-up tent or a pop-up, you know, like out of the back of your car or whatever in a parking lot. And you're doing it every week, every Saturday, and you get one recruit and one customer, and then you skip a Saturday, and then you go the next week. You still might get one recruit and one customer, but you kind of broke the momentum. And somehow I don't know how that all works, but it just does. Trust me, you don't have that same momentum. It takes a little while to get it back. So it's really important to keep that going. So that, and then keeping momentum once you have it becomes very important. Hence, you must maintain a thirst for continual learning and growth. That's the personal development. Yay, Catherine, I'm excited. She's one of my new excited team members. I didn't bring her in, but she's excited and she's on our team, and I'm excited for you, Catherine.
Another thing on that too is a lot of times, the first time you do it, it's going to be difficult. It's like anything we do in our life. You know, I used to hate having to fix something in the yard or whatever, and I just let it go for weeks and weeks. And finally, I just started going out there and doing it because I was thinking it's going to take me all day to do it. And I go out there, and it would take a half an hour, and I'd be done. And I spent a month having it eat up the back of my head. It's the same thing about going on it, like what Rick and Tina did with the pop up this weekend. They went out there for 2 hours. They found a spot. They popped up a tent. They threw their stuff out there, and in 2 hours, they talked to several people, sold a lot of product, and then boom, they're done. And you can fit it in the middle of your busy day. You don't have to say, I can't do anything else the whole day. You just boom, an hour, 2 hours, go stand in front of a grocery store or a busy store or wherever it is. It just takes short periods of time, an hour, 2 hours, and you'd be surprised how it can grow your business.
And Richard's right. Back in the day when I used to stand in front of grocery stores, and I still do occasionally, but when I first quit my job, I had a full-time job and I quit to go full-time Avon. I was terrified that I wouldn't be making enough money because now I was depending on me. I didn't have my salary anymore. And I went out and I went in front of grocery stores. I just spent half an hour to 45 minutes every day outside the store. That was it. So he's right. So anyway, Bonnie says, I have been told that, so I gave them a book. Haven't heard back yet, but going to check on them again. Got one thinking about signing up soon. It's all about that follow-up, Bonnie.
And
follow-up is critical.
She must have got the name and number because she's going to follow up.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's the important thing.
And then Catherine says, Catherine is my daughter. So we have two Catherines. So awesome. Okay, so the next one, shift number 2, is the power of context. So successful people are always learning, and successful people, they're always learning. They don't get to a point where they think they know it all. That's really important. You have to be a student. And so when you're a student, when you really are a student, you're actually seeking to have your paradigm shattered. You want to be wrong because you want to learn, right? You care more about learning than caring about what people think about you. And so in Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, some of the habits that he talks about is think win-win, seek first to understand, then to be understood, and synergize. And so sometimes when you see people struggling, they're really not working, they're not demonstrating these kind of habits. So seeking to understand, sometimes if you look at people, they're really not. When you're out prospecting, and you're talking to somebody, they should be talking more than you. You want to understand what they are looking for, what is the pain in their life that you can maybe help. What is the deal with their life? What's going on with their life that you can help with. And especially if you're new, it's really easy to find yourself talking all the time. And you're like, oh, but we can make this much. We make 40%. And, you can either get this and you can do that and you can do this. And the other person is like, they're not being understood. So that makes it harder to recruit people. And I think as you get going and you get more experience, it gets easier. Tracy says, that's why I watch you. I love you, Tracy. Thank you. So take a really careful look at yourself. Are you a team player? Are you ego prone? Are you looking for the glory rather than simply wanting to contribute and grow? Of course we want recognition. Of course I want recognition. I want to earn the trips. I want to be recognized on stage. I want all of those things. But in my day-to-day, I don't focus on that. I focus on who can I help today? How can I help somebody? That's why I do these trainings, because I have learned a lot of things the hard way. I don't have an upline. I never did. I signed up directly to Avon, and my district manager, when she signed me up, she said, here, sign here, and then that was the end of it. But so I learned the hard way. I hired coaches. We went to trainings. We listened to CDs. We read books. We did all those things to become successful. And we learned a lot of things along the way. And, there's enough for everybody. I really believe that. I believe that a rising tide will lift all the ships in the harbor. They'll all lift if the tide comes up, right? Well, we can all lift each other up. There's plenty of customers to go around for all of us. There's plenty of recruits to go around for all of us. So why not share with you what I know? And so this is something, early on, we found a trainer named Danny Johnson. We love her. And we got really lucky. She was amazing, and she was in the network marketing business. Hey, Rick, good to see you. But anyway, Danny was in the network marketing business, and then she became a multimillionaire, apparently, and she retired. And then she came back as a trainer. And we met her when she first came back as a trainer. And it was really cool back then because we would have like 50 people in the class, and it would be a 3-day event that we would be at, and there'd be like 50 people there. So we got a lot of individual attention. Nowadays, she's huge, and she does these trainings, and there's 5,000 people there. So we got really lucky. But she, over and over and over again, she taught us what is more important, ego or bank account. You have to decide that for yourself. What is more important for you, ego or bank account? And so here's a if you're looking for glory, you're choosing your ego, right? You don't have to be the best speaker. You don't have to be the one that's the best at explaining the comp plan. You don't have to stand out as being exceptional, because people, they see the real you, and that's who they're going to follow. And it's really, and one thing that she said a lot was, if you look at two people and they're given, let's say you're doing an opportunity meeting, let's just say, I'll pick on Richard. Say Richard's doing an opportunity meeting over here, and I'm doing one over here in a whole different meeting. And I know everything, and I have my charts, and I know everything, and I'm saying all the things, and I'm just acting like I just am an expert at this. And then Richard's over there doing his meeting, and he's like, well, okay, this is how you make money. And I don't really understand that part, but just trust me, because you can make money with this, because this and this, and you know, you make it. But he's being real, and people are looking at me in my meeting, and they're saying, oh, I could never do what she does. I'm not good enough, right? And with Richard, they're looking at him, and they're going, well, anybody, okay, yeah, if he can do that, I can do it. And so sometimes it's the less polished speaker, and I'm not trying to say that he's not a polished speaker, I'm just picking on him, but the less polished speaker sometimes can be the most effective, because people relate to you. So that's really cool. That's really important. And so think about that. You don't always want to be the one saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. Instead, you want to be, how can I help you? And that's ego versus bank account. If you don't have the answers, you say, let me find out and I'll get back to you. It's a much more honest answer, and people will respect you for that. So, and then I like this, what I wrote here. Think about it this way. Which would you rather have in your business? You on stage getting recognized, or 10 of your team members on stage getting recognized? Of course, I want both. But I can't tell you. And yeah, it's really cool when I'm on stage getting recognized, but it is 10 times as cool when my team members are on stage. And I am so proud of them. And I am so excited because they're being called on stage and being recognized. That's way better. It's way, way better.
And oddly, what we've seen over the years is when you start having more and more people being recognized on the stage, it's almost a slam dunk that you're going to be following right behind it, because their success is your success.
Yep. It's absolutely true. Okay, 10 times thinking. I know there's a lot of people that don't agree with me, but 10 times thinking is really powerful. It involves creating a grand vision. Sometimes it's more boldness and more creativity than you can even imagine, and a lot of times when you're going that big, it requires others to come along with you. Catherine says, I agree with that. Awesome. Thanks, Catherine. So 10 times more thinking is, it's taking you from a goal of earning $10,000 a year to earning $100,000 a year, right? Or it's a goal of helping 100 people to helping 1,000, or from 10,000 page views to 100,000. And so when you 10 times, it's more about asking absurd questions. And I do this a lot. I set my goal really high. I look at the top of the comp plan and I'm like, that's where I want to be. Now, of course, I have all these steps I have to get before I can get to the top of the comp plan. And I know what those are. And those are my intermediary goals. They're like, okay, my next one, I have to get this to get to that one. Okay, boom, I got it. Now I have to get to this. And I'm constantly working towards that bigger goal. But think about it. If you set a goal let's just say you set a goal to sign up 3 people a week in your business. And that's realistic, right? They say that, if you look at SMART goals, they need to be time-based, they need to be actionable, they need to be measurable, all the things of SMART goals. And so 3 a week or 3 a campaign maybe might be a good goal. Except for if you do that, you're probably going to really sign up 1 or 2 and maybe 3. If you really work hard and you manage to meet your goal, you might sign up 3 a campaign. But if you set up a goal to go for 10 a campaign or 20 a campaign, you're more likely to get up to 10 or 12. You may not make 20, it may be totally out of reach, but you're more likely to get to 10 or 12 a campaign. And how much better is that going to help your business than getting 2 or 3, right? So it's all about, it comes with 2 sides though. It comes with 2 sides. And Ashley, I don't want to pick on you. I don't know if you're still, I think you're still here. I don't want to pick on you, but you said I'm only saying this because you said you had some mental thinking. What I don't want to see happen is I don't want you to set a goal for 20 a campaign and then beat yourself up because you didn't make it, because that's not what this is about. This isn't about, oh crap, I set a goal for 20, I didn't do it, I'm worthless. That's not what this is about. It's about, I set a goal for 20, oh man, I didn't make it, but look at what I did do. I got 12. And then you celebrate the 12 you got. And if it was 6, that's all right. You celebrate the 6 you got, but you set your goal really high because you're never going to get from 10,000 a year to earning 100,000 a year unless you are really stretching. And it's not going to happen by saying I'm going to increase my sales by $100, right? It's about reaching. And so in our case right now, we have the Jamaica trip. And for those of you that are new, you have to sell 15,000 in the whole year. You have the whole year to do this. So set a goal for 20,000, set a goal for 30,000 so that you can hit that 15,000. I hope that makes sense. Just really stretch on your goals.
We were in an event years ago, and Vondell McKenzie was there. This is when we were in Southern California. And Vondell was there. And she said this thing, and it just blew me away. Because everybody was talking about goals and this or that. And she said, how can you make $1 million a year if you make $100,000 plan? Mm-hmm. It was just like, wow.
And so the purpose of illustration here, and this is from Tim Ferriss in his book, Tools of Titans. He said, what might you do to accomplish your 10-year goals in the next 6 months if you had a gun against your head? Does that change everything? Now, I'm not saying that you should do that, but I'm saying, do you think that if you had a gun, if you had to find a way to make it happen, you don't have a choice, you're going to die if you don't you think you would find a way? That's what this, and that's what this is about. That's what about creating goals where you're shattering records. There's so many things. I mean, nobody ever thought you could land on the moon. Nobody ever thought you could break a 4-minute mile running. There's so many things that, people said, no, I'm going to go way beyond that. And they do, and they break these goals. They shatter these goals. And that's what you can do in your business. So I want to, Ashley, great advice. Bonnie says, I love selling to customers. Well, let's back up a little. So Jody, welcome, Jody. I don't know if I said hi to you. Great advice. Thank you. Shoot for the moon so we can be among the stars. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in that. I love selling to customers. I assume, Bonnie. Awesome. So you can increase your sales to customers, right? And Ashley says, great advice. So thank you guys all for participating and talking with me. So I want to kind of go, I went over to Online Beauty Biz. I added these pictures. Now, I went back and I wasn't able to be on it live, but Avon had a leadership meeting where they announced these. It's not announced yet to the public. It's not announced to reps, but there are some changes coming. And for those of you that are brand new, this is not going to mean a thing to you. Mm-hmm. It's really not. The more people that I worry about are the ones that have been with Avon forever. Because the people that have been with Avon forever, they're griping, oh man, why is Avon raising prices? Well, Avon's raising prices because cost of living is going up. It costs more money to mail stuff. It costs more money to print stuff, right? So they raise their prices, and they're still incredibly cheap for us. Not expensive for us. They're just incredible. So this is the current pricing. You know, it depends on how many brochures you buy. A pack of 10 brochures is going to be, each brochure is going to cost you 64 cents if you buy them in one pack of 10 for $6.49. If you buy, for instance, 5 packs, which gives you 50 brochures, it's going to cost you $16, which lowers your price to 33 cents. And if you go all the way up to 10, it lowers your price to 25 cents. So that's the current deal. Starting in campaign 9, which is about April 2nd, I believe, the pricing is going to go up. And so the pricing is the same for the first 5 packs, but there's no longer going to be a discount for anybody buying more than 5 packs. So what does this mean? I know that there's some people that are saying, well, I'm not going to buy brochures. Well, then you know what? That's the decision that we talked about, that all decisions have costs. So the cost is, am I going to not buy brochures and not have customers because my business will fall apart? Or the cost is, I'm going to pay the price and I'm going to buy brochures. Well, I can tell you for me, I'm going to continue to buy them. And I buy about 400 brochures a campaign that I use for prospecting and for building my business. I also use campaign mailer, and I mail brochures through campaign mailer. That's on top of the brochures I buy. And speaking of which, I'm sure their prices are going to go up too because they can no longer buy in bulk and get this price. So Bonnie says, yeah, I left books in paper boxes and got 4 new customers. Awesome, Bonnie. Great. Way to go. But so how's this going to work? Well, you know, Avon's pushing us to go online. They're pushing us to do the digital brochure. So for me, this is me, and this is the key. This is what I want you guys to understand is things might be thrown at you, but how are you going to react to them? What are you going to do about it? And so for me, I'm not changing anything. My current customers, the ones that are getting brochures, will continue to get brochures. The ones that are getting them in the mail, I will continue to mail them. Yes, it'll cost me a little bit more, but 33 cents a brochure. This is 200 pages, you guys. Take this to Kinko's and find out what it would cost you to print. I guarantee you it ain't going to be 33 cents. Guaranteed. You can't even get one color copy for 33 cents. So it's a good deal. Yeah, it's more expensive. We're going to maybe have to account for that somewhere. But it's still an incredible deal.
Can I say something on that too? The brochure is your business. It's your store. And let's say you have a store. I used to be in the grocery business. And let's say the electric company said, we're going to double your electric rates. And you say, well, boy, the easiest way I can think of I can save money is I'll just cut my hours to half. Instead of being open 24 hours, I'm just going to be open 12 hours a day. But how many sales am I going to lose on those 12 hours that I just closed my store? It would probably more than pay for the electricity.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the brochure.
Yeah. So Rick says, I'm not concerned about the price. The price is still good. Awesome, Rick. And Jody says, this support from Avon is priceless.
Yep.
Save a tree, go digital. Yeah. So for me, they're all going to continue to get books. I'm not going to take that away, but I will work to increase my digital business. And over time, maybe I can grow my business to where it's more digital. So that's my plan. Now you have to decide for yourself what your plan is. So Ashley says, I look at it just as part of my business. Prices eventually have to go up due to the price of inflation. You have to spend money to make money. Yep. Exactly. I love you guys. You guys are all on. Awesome. I've seen people on the Facebook groups just complaining. So the next one is shipping is going up. It's going up by $1. So currently, depending on the size of your order, this is your shipping cost. So $7 if your order is under $150, $150 to $299 is $9, and so on. Starting in campaign 9, it's going to go up $1. But here's another one. If I place my order, it's $800. I pay $17. You know what? If I took those 5 or 6 boxes that I got to UPS, I guarantee you I'm going to pay a lot more than $17 to ship them. So again, Avon's prices are very reasonable.
Yeah. Actually, somebody posted on the Northwest region that she had a $975 order that came in 2 boxes, plus she ordered 2 cases of brochures. And she took it to UPS just to find out how much it would cost. It was going to cost her $208 if she were to physically mail those 2 boxes of brochures and the 2 boxes of Avon product that she got.
It's because the brochures are heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$200 as opposed to 17.
Yeah. So if you are President's Club, which means you've sold more than $10,000 within a year, once you reach President's Club, you get benefits. And so nothing is changing here. It's the same price as it is for everybody else. But if you place an additional order, if you're President's Club, and if you have a second order in the same campaign that's over $500, the shipping is free on that. So that's just a benefit. So let's see. So Tracy says, that's not that much, really. You cannot get shipping that cheap. You're absolutely right. And shipping has gone up. Our postage has gone up twice in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mail welcome kits to my team in a priority mail envelope, and it was $6.40, I think, and then it went to $7.10 or something, and now it's like $7.80, right?
Yeah, so it's almost $8.
Yeah, so price goes up. And then the new enrollment fee, effective April 3rd. Now, none of this is in writing yet, so keep that in mind that any of this can change. So I wouldn't even be promoting this yet until you see something come out in writing, unless you see it come out in the Beauty Buzz or something. This is only what they told the leadership reps. This is what they're expecting, but things change, right? They have been talking about a digital-only kit. Apparently, they decided not to do that. So it's not going to be digital. However, they're not going to get brochures, really. So effective April 3rd, the plan is that it will be a $30 enrollment fee. And with that $30, they'll have the option to choose from one of 3 kits. I think one will be more beauty and one might be more bath and body. I don't exactly know what they are, but there'll be 3 kits they can choose, the same price. So there's only going to be one sign-up fee. It's going to be $30. It's going to include your personalized online store. That's free. Most companies charge for that. And then business support through your back office, and you'll get one of each campaign brochure. So they're not going to be giving out brochures because they're trying to get you to start building online immediately. Sign up, boom, okay, share your store. You're in business right now. Kickstart is going to stay in effect, and the new daily care collection, the new representative offer, that's going to stay in effect. So that's really exciting. Kickstart program is really exciting. And then they talked about this on the call, Grand Fiesta, Los Cabos. They said the average rep right now is 3,000 points short of earning the Los Cabos trip. So they're showing you how you can do this in 2 campaigns. So in campaign 7, if you just get 100 points for doing $300 in sales. Now, if you did $500, you would get 200 points. And 4 traditional recruits, you get 300 points for each recruit. And then if 3 of those place the second order, and then same thing here, you get $100 for your sales, 3 more recruits, and if 3 of them placed an order, that would be 3,200 total points. If you're new to leadership, and that's, since you got 4 per campaign, that's 8 total recruits. You would promote twice. You'd promote to bronze ambassador and you'd promote to silver ambassador, which is another 2,000 points. And if your sales were $500, that would be 200 points here and 200 points here. So there is still time. It's really against the wire. We only have 1 campaign left, but there is still time. If you're working on the Grand Fiesta, don't give up now. Make those decisions, because like I said, it's all within your reach. You decide if you're going to go or not go. And it all has to do with you making the decision and you making the decision to put in the work that it's going to take. And then they still have the high five promotion going on. So if you oh no, I'm sorry. This is talking about how to get that $150 qualified new recruit. When you sign up a new person, they have to be a qualified new recruit and they need to have $150 in sales. So if they got just 3 $50 orders, that would be a qualified new recruit. And if they got 5 $50 orders, they would get that high five online bonus. And you could do a virtual brochure toss. That would be placing Facebook posts saying text Avon book to this number to get a virtual brochure from me, or sharing your Avon store online, or sharing your Avon store with people you meet, texting them. Do a virtual brochure toss. That just means set a goal. I'm going to give out my brochure virtual link 10 times a day, whatever it is, right? And then Rep Fest, don't forget Rep Fest in New Orleans. So 5 reasons why real representatives attend Rep Fest. This comes from actual representatives. They say, it keeps me focused on our product and the company vision. So when things get tough, I don't quit. That is so true. That is incredible. Increases my loyalty. I like to know my company values me, and Rep Fest shows me how much Avon cares. That is true. That is so true. Rep Fest is such an incredible event, you guys. Those of you that have been know this. If you haven't been, it's like going to be like blow your mind. I mean, it is amazing what Avon does for us at these events. So number 3, when I come home from the national conference, I'm inspired, and my friends say that I'm like the Energizer Buddy with my life and business because the information helps me in all aspects of my life. That's pretty powerful. It motivated me to promote to a leader, and it gave me the tools to do so. So now I see it in my bank account. That's a good thing. Ka-ching. We love it in our bank account, right? And I always get great ideas that help me with better results in selling, networking, and recruiting. Some of the things I've heard before, but I just needed a reminder. God, these are all amazing reasons why you want to go to Rep Fest. And, you know, in my mind, if you are a leader and if you're looking to build a business, it's non-negotiable. No matter what, will be at Rep Fest every year. So it's pretty powerful. So that's all of the changes that are coming up. So it really comes right back to this, you know, it comes back to, where did I have it? Somewhere. Every decision has a cost. Every choice has a cost and a consequence. No choice is free. So you need 3,000 points to go to Los Cabos. You have 1.5 campaigns left. Are you going to make the choice that you're going to do it, and you're going to do what it takes, and you're going to go out and get 10 names a day until you get those people signed up, or you're going to get those sales, or are you going to just say, I guess I can't do it, and then your cost is that you don't get to go, right? It's all up to you. It's 100% up to you. You still have time. So the changes with Avon, I think that they are always good. Let me see. I've missed some. Rick says he wouldn't miss it. Rick's been to Rep Fest once. He went last year, and his eyes were like this. It is such an amazing event. It really is. And Catherine says, we are going to have a blast at Rep Fest. How exciting is this? Catherine has been with Avon something like 2 weeks, and she's already booked her Rep Fest. You go. Love it. Love it. Love it. Bonnie says, I can't wait for Rep Fest. Yeah. You guys. Tracy says, I wouldn't miss it. And Catherine says, I can't wait for Rep Fest.
Sounds like we're going to have a party in New Orleans.
We are going to have so much fun in New Orleans, you guys. So
yes.
much fun. And I've been to New Orleans once. Richard and I actually went there. I was working at the time. I was a buyer for a food distributor. I was a full-time job, and I was there at a buying show. I had to go there to buy. So I didn't really get to see a lot of the city because I was working, but I had vendors taking me out to dinner at night. We went out to eat with vendors at night. And, the food is so incredible there. It is the best food I've ever had in my whole life. And so we are going to we're going to have so much fun there. All right, you guys, that's pretty much it. That's what I have. So thank you for being here. And we are going to, let me bring this back here. Okay, there we go. So thank you guys for being on our Facebook Live tonight. Look for us next week, same time, same place. And also Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, like 2 days from now, is our Utah sales meeting. For those of you that are in Salt Lake, it's at the Murray Library at 6:30 on Tuesday. It's on 53rd South and like 100 East. So come, you guys, come and see us. And if you're not in Salt Lake, we will live stream it. Richard will be videoing it. So it'll be live streamed. So come and see us on the live stream too. Okay? Thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate you guys. So have a great week.
Rock your business. See you next Sunday.
Bye-bye.